Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, guys. Of course, I'm doing more mowing. And as you see, we're right here near the property line. I've been cleaning up pasture so that way we can get everything ready to start fencing. And a question was always, where's the property line? And we have this berm that's next to it. And we're not sure how to fence. So, as I've been doing this fence line here, if you want to spin around, you can see. So here's the downhill slope with the property line just over, and I'm going to go ahead and fence wherever I'm just mowing along this ridge. There'll be some trees there for some, what do you call it? Screening. That's it. But we're not going to let the buffalo down towards our neighbors for strategic purposes. And also it's utilities down there, as I said. So anyway, this is where the fence line is going to be, and I kind of got caught. So needed some help. So now I got to find a way to cut myself back out and get back over to mowing the other part, which we'll show you here in a little bit.
For comparison, this is what it looks like before. Not mowed? Mowed. Oh, good. So Jeff's off mowing still, and I've got the kids, and we had driven the property line, these pasture fences with Jeff's brother and family, and so we noticed right here this line was really loose. So the buffalo, I'm sure, kind of knocked into it and got it really loose. So lucky us, we're gonna come get our Texas fence fixer and make it all tight again. Grab it. One with gloves, one without gloves.
Yeah.
Which one's smarter?
Who will be more successful?
Now we're gonna put our screwdriver in and spin the opposite way, and it's gonna shrink all the barbed wire together. So when we undo it, it's just all a big knot right here, but it's all tight now. It's magic. That's how it works.
Good explanation.
She's such a wise daughter. So we're actually doing this, and you know, one of the ideas that you could probably come across when you're doing fencing is thinking that's going to last forever. I don't know what really happened to this fence and why the buffalo had it happen the way it did, or I don't know. I have no clue. But fencing always needs fixing, and every pasture needs to be checked every so often. You don't know what's going to fall on it. You don't know what's going to happen. So that's why you need tools to do this. You got to check it, and this one got slacked pretty quick. And I do remember when we put this together, we didn't put the barbed wire super tight because it was going to go up and down a little bit of hills here and there. But I would not have expected it to kind of loosen up this much. So it is what it is. You just got to do fencing a lot and got to upkeep it.
I can't see it. He's squeezing my thumb.
Naturally, everybody wants to try. So all the kids get to take a turn. So the barbed wire holds buffalo in. Buffalo don't need anything more than that. The one fear you really have is babies. Babies can fall through or push themselves through and fall out. So you've got to be cautious of that. So the bottom strands, ours I think with the bottom is 4 inches off the ground, then it's I think 6 or 8 inches, and then it's about every foot thereafter. I'm actually probably going to run an additional strand, but then also maybe put posts or stays closer in together.
Okay, so the kids did a great job. We ended up deciding just to tighten all the line. It was all just loose enough, and the one that had been super loose right here, we ended up doing 2 on. But it looks great now. We'll go ahead and double check some other fencing while we have our tools, and we'll see how Jeff's doing on the mowing. Okay, Jeff is finishing up mowing. It's looking so good over there. And we're done looking at the fencing. And we found something to keep us busy. So we've got our little lake here. And we got all this like just junk, brush, tree junk that just grows along the edge. That one is never gonna get mowed, at least not anytime soon. And I've got little helpers with clippers, so we're gonna see if we can't make a difference on our lake view when we come up to the property here. Okay, so here's the before. The children are blocking the before. We're gonna make a pile, and Daddy will grapple it later. Okay. So right there in front of the truck.
So you might be wondering why she's using a Sawzall. We've used the Sawzalls for trimming trees, cutting down small stuff all the time before we even had the property. And frankly, sometimes it's just easier to deal with as long as it's stout enough that it doesn't vibrate a lot. So no, it's not a chainsaw. Yes, we could have used it, but that close to the ground, it's easy enough just to use a Sawzall on some of these things, to be honest.
Power of the Sawzall.
It saws all.
The Sawzall, that's right.
Got a nice
Murders them all. Oh, can she do it? Here's some support, you got it.
Yeah.
Don't fall in the lake.
Not mine.
These are cookie vines.
Friends. Look at that. What is the bush?
Separate these two.
Yeah. These little ones that are in front of the little house, that is how they're friends. I got some new friends though. These things are mean.
I can tell.
They beat me up. Yay.
It's gonna come back and get you.
Yeah, it is.
Here's our mountain of small trees. Alright, I've been having way too much fun with my Sawzall. Unfortunately, my battery died and my other one's back up at the pavilion. But a lot of this is dead now. We're gonna haul it out and finish up here. Okay, so we're kind of almost done down here. It's looking really good. I've got this, well, Sandra's got.
Yay.
Yay, Sandra's got the big Pokeball that hey, I took the last one away for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it kind of ate me on our way out. Whew. These little Pokevines, they're vicious.
Yes!
Clark's suffering over here. This is some of that junk that's
Yes, got the tree down!
it's just gross. You're just,
King!
this is partly why we do this kind of stuff in the fall, winter, when it's not all green and growing, because it's violent when it's off season.
I got this big tree down with holds all vines.
All right, you think you're gonna pull that out?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
Well, you got the tree. I don't think the vines came though.
No, but then they're easier to take out.
All right. Now, obviously, the part that we chose to work is really kind of steep here. So it's Jeff's been mowing. He's not gonna be able to get the mower down in some of these areas. So we're trying to do it by hand. However, across the lake, way over there, it looks really nice and flat. So he should be able to do most of that with the mower and get that all cut down, which is great. But this other section right here, we're gonna have to attack because it's too steep and all this is just weed, tree, saplings that we just don't want. So we're gonna be hacking all that out too. Just, you know, another day because this is a multi-day kind of project. Maybe.
No more cut it, Mike.
Anyway, making a lot of progress. It looks really sexy. Anyway, you know how you get that excitement when you mow your lawn and you're like, wow, that looks really, really nice. We'll do that by like 8 to 10 acres. And it looks really, really good. My allergies are killing me, and the thing was running hot. All the pollen, all that junk that I'm breathing in and sucking is going through the grill and just getting all into the radiator, but it's fairly simple to clean. This is a screen that goes in front of the main radiator, but then these others, you just wipe them off. I need to get some compressed air and just blow on them, but anyway, let her sit for a wee bit, cleaned her up. Now it's time to get back and ready to it. So anyway, that stuff over there looks really good that the kids have been doing in Charlotte. So I'm going to try and finish a section here. It may not all get done today. It's just not, there's not enough daylight, but wow, we'll take you some around and I guess and get some photos of what we got done.
carnage that he leaves. Oh my goodness. Okay, the kids worked really hard and then they got tired, but they still worked really hard and we appreciate all their work. So I was going to show you our after for the day. We obviously have plenty more to do out here, and I mean, if I brought another battery for my Sawzall, I would have gotten this whole corner behind me leveled, but that's for another day. And our brush tree pile is pretty huge, so let's check it out. And that is what we've collected. It's kind of hard to tell from here how big it is. This is mostly brush, little sticks, lots of pokey vines. These are those sweet gum trees that were growing. So they have their own pile. They're huge for, you know, saplings. I mean, for me, whatever. So they're decent size, so they took up a little pile of their own. So Jeff will grapple these around and clean up the mess later. But we've got some place to start dumping all this stuff. Alright, so sometimes when Jeff mows, he finds logs, fallen trees basically. Me too. So we're making friends, getting him out of his way so he can mow more. I hear him coming. He's coming. I'm sure we're not done though.
Here comes Johnny!
Alright. Is this all just at the top of the same tree?
It's the top of the same tree!
Oh wow.
It's just a tree!
Yeah, that's a really tall tree.
Top of the tree.
Alright, so down tree. I can't lift that. I have limits, people.
Alright, this isn't the normal usage of cutting just grass, guys. These saplings are probably 1 to 2 inches tall. There's a number on each time I do a pass. So this isn't the normal kind of probably usage they would recommend from the manufacturer. But I'm trying to mow here about 8 acres by the time I'm done with it today. and I'm going through pine trees. I'm only leaving specific ones that are just, I hit it with the mower and it just won't even bend. So if it can fold from the tractor, then I mow it. This is like extreme use of the E12 rotary mower. This sucker is just crazy, and it's going to take a beating, but the only alternative to this is hiring mulchers to come out, pay them upwards of $3,000–4,000 a day, and they're going to come out with that big disc mulcher and just tear up my ground. So I got this. It was an investment, and I knew we had 100 acres or more to mow, and that's what we're doing. Didn't get it all done. And it took quite an abusive beating. So. Anyway, I did get more comfortable on the hills as we were doing it. First while is white knuckles, but after a while you get to know the terrain, you can actually see the terrain, then it's not so bad. But first bit, you don't know where logs are, you don't know where stumps are, you don't know where anything is. So anyway, you do get more comfortable the longer you're in the tractor. So, time to break this sucker down, but we got a problem. One of the spots I was in, I just started peeling out, and I'm guessing this is where it happened. But this guy is not the same width. It bent in. So I gotta hammer this guy back out so I can even put the jack on. So we gotta have, what's it say? I don't know if this will even work.
I'm like, that's an awkward angle.
This is how far off we are. Mower's clean for the most part. We're gonna get a blower. A lot of these wire connectors and everything else are really just a pain to try and get in. And then we just gotta get this thing supported up off, since somehow, I guess I hit a tree or something that bent that tab in, or I can't imagine what I hit, but so be it. So anyway, got more comfortable with the mower. I'm really glad we adjusted it and the level, and I think that stuff looks really, really good out there. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for joining along with us. Please like and subscribe. We're pushing over 800 subscribers. We really need to get to that 1,000. We're building a bison ranch. From scratch, really, is what it is. So if you would be just kind enough to subscribe, then you can get notifications. We'd appreciate it. And make sure you like it as well. We'll talk to you later, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any. All right, see ya.